Hello again. Today we're going to be comparing the difference between a compound and simple interest loan, and I've split them up down the middle here. So on the left-hand side we have compound, on the right-hand side we have simple. And we're going to pretend that we're putting $1,000 into the bank, and we want to compare so we know which one's better. All right, so we're going to start with $1,000 at year 0 for both situations. Now, if you're doing simple interest, I've filled in the formula here, and what you can see is that every year all you're doing is you're just changing the year number. All the other numbers stay the same, and you can see that each year you're essentially adding the exact same amount. You're adding $50 per year, every year, no change. Whereas the other one with compound interest, what it's going to do is it's going to recalculate at the end of every year or every month or whatever you're choosing to have it calculated at. That's the compounded part. So in this one, they're just compounding yearly. So at the end of the year, what they're doing is it's the same basic information. Notice at the end of 1 year, you've made $50 of interest with both of them because it's 5%. 5% of 1,000 is 50. Now the difference is with simple interest, you're going to continue to use 1,000 as the principal every single time. But with compound, notice what happened for second year. You're starting with a higher principal. You're restarting the amount. You're adding that $50 interest back in and starting all over again. And what I want you to see is that in between the years, you'll notice that the first year it jumped by 50, but the next year it jumped 52. And at the end of that year, again, you got to recalculate. So you ended the year with $1,102. So you started the next year with that amount. You're not back to 1,000 again. You get to keep adding in the interest. So you notice the next year it jumped up by 55. And the next year it jumped up by 57. And the next year it jumped up by 60. Whereas the other one, simple interest, it's gaining $50 each month or each year no matter what. So I hope you see why compound interest would be better if you are putting your money in the bank. But simple interest would be better if you're paying the bank back. What would you rather pay the bank back, an extra $50 a month or an extra 60? You don't want that to keep growing. So what happens is we use compound interest anytime we are going to be investing, putting our money into an account and getting paid. We want to get paid more if possible. Now, the simple interest we use whenever we are taking out a loan. So when we are the borrowers. So whenever we're borrowing money from the bank, they'll use simple interest because, again, that's better for us. So it's kind of nice. The bank actually isn't selfish in this they can't talk in this topic. They are actually making sure that you get the best deal both directions. So again, that's where we use them. We use compound interest whenever we are investing our money and getting paid. We are using simple interest anytime we are borrowing money from the bank and we have to pay them. So again, that makes it so we don't have to pay as much. So if we're going to be looking at borrowing a car or borrowing money from a bank to buy a car, because most of you don't have thousands of dollars in cash lying around, neither do I. So which one would we use? Well, we'll be borrowing money. So in our work with our little car project we're going to start here today, we're going to be using simple interest in all of our problems, which is, again, it's a nicer little formula. We don't have to do as much stuff, but it also makes sure that we pay less money than we would if we did compound interest. All right, so today you're going to be online searching for a vehicle. Follow the directions on the assignment. They're pretty straightforward. I've given you a couple of different websites to choose from, but you can always, of course, choose a different website. If you want to go to a local car dealer because you've got a cousin that works there, that's fine. Go to that local car dealer's website. You don't have to use the ones listed there. But again, I gave you some ideas if you need them. All right, let me know if you need any help. I'll be on the Zoom today. Bye. Good luck.